Hello and welcome to Chasing RV Sunshine. On today's video, we are heading out of Texas and we're going to go over the best things that we did in Texas while in Texas.
The best of the best coming at you.
And don't forget to stick to the end. As you know, we always have bloopers. Hello and welcome to Chasing RV Sunshine. We are Joel, Deb, and Maya. We are a full-time RV couple who recently retired from law enforcement, downsized, and sold everything. We share our adventures as we learn about RV life and cover RV travels, finances, DIY RV projects, destination reviews, and other RV living details. We hope you join us as we document our adventures, chasing RV sunshine throughout the country and beyond. Welcome to Chasing RV Sunshine. If this is your first time here, I'm Deb.
I'm Joel.
And Maya's down here relaxing on the floor. On today's video, we have something very special for you.
We're going to talk about the best of the best of Texas.
We spent all winter in Texas, and we want to go over the best things that we did in Texas, as in this video, we're actually leaving Texas.
We really enjoyed our stay in Texas, and we want to give you our favorite places while we were there.
We would show you our actual leaving of Texas, but for some reason, the SD card went bad in our GoPro, and we lost the footage. And we're quite actually upset about it, because some of the places we're going to be talking about and mentioning are the best in Texas. We don't have video, but we do have some pictures, so we're going to share those with you. But let's just get right into our best of the best in Texas. What should we start with?
Breweries, why not?
Right on. Let's just hit the big points right away.
Right.
What was our favorite brewery?
Galveston Island Brewery.
It was dog friendly and really good beer. We went there probably 4 or 5 times and really enjoyed the atmosphere. And it's also kid friendly if you have kids. They have a whole playground set and outside area that's absolutely amazing.
We took the tour and the owner was super friendly and super informative.
We totally recommend stopping there if you're on Galveston Island. Next would be, what is the best winery? This one is kind of a hard one because we did stay at several Harvest Hosts that were also wineries, but we did think one that we went to in Fredericksburg, Texas stood out more than the rest.
And that was Wild Seed.
I can't even imagine what it would look like when you go there during the time that the flowers are actually blooming, but it was an amazing place with great wine and flowers and a whole garden center. Moving right down the list,
Staying with the alcohol theme anyway.
we're gonna go to the best distillery, and I'll let him take this one as he loves the distilleries better than the wineries and breweries.
Normally anyway. Yeah, this was a tough one. It was between two, but I went with Garrison Brothers because it had a great view on the top of the hill there and the staff was super friendly, and of course the bourbons were great.
It was a really nice outside sitting area, and we enjoyed our time. We were there with our friends Bill and Deanna from Living the Silver Life. And if you haven't checked their videos out, make sure you do that as well.
I definitely got to give a runner-up to Balcones though.
Yeah, that was in Waco, and that was really nice as
that's
well.
right.
We already mentioned Harvest Host, so we might as well say something about them. Which was our best and favorite Harvest Host we stayed at?
This was a tough one too, but we went with
Messina Hoff. We really enjoyed our stay there. We had an amazing tour with a bunch of amazing ladies from Houston area. And if you haven't seen that full video, we recommend checking it out because it's hilarious.
That was a fun one. You got to check that one out. We'll leave a link in the description below.
The wine there is amazing. They're one of the oldest wineries in the state of Texas, and they have 4 different locations, and we stayed at the one outside of College Station, Texas. Next category is the best beach, and if anybody should tell you about the best beach, it probably is Maya, but obviously she can't talk, so we're just gonna have to tell you ourselves.
Yeah, if she could talk, it would definitely be Galveston Beach.
She absolutely loved it. We did numerous walks on a daily basis out on the beach, and she went for numerous swims and absolutely loved it. It's a gorgeous beach. We're actually down in Jamaica Beach, the city itself, and that was our favorite section of the island.
Maya really loved playing in the waves for sure.
Let's move on to where we camped and where we stayed. We kind of split this up into a couple categories, and we're gonna just roll right into the best RV park.
Our favorite overall RV park was Jamaica Beach RV Resort. It was a great place to stay. They had great sights, and the neighborhood atmosphere within the park and everybody there is just awesome.
Yeah, the community itself at Jamaica Beach RV Park is really what makes the park, but it has great amenities too. Unfortunately, while we were there, the lazy river was closed, but there were hot tubs and pools that were available in a whole kayaking area out back. And I know they're currently looking at expanding and adding on to the park itself. It's fun. and it's a great place to stay.
While we were there, they had weekly potlucks that were just awesome to meet people at.
So if you're actually heading to Galveston, we highly recommend staying at Jamaica Beach RV Park. It is great to stay there.
And the owners are awesome. We're going to move on to the best state park, not only that we visited, but we stayed in.
This one or whatever, we were so sad that we lost all of our footage. We have just a little bit, but Caprock Canyon State Park is amazing. The wildlife, we saw prairie dogs, we saw buffalo.
Yeah.
We actually got interrupted by a buffalo when we were dumping and leaving. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was dumping the gray tanks at the dump station, and I happened to look up and there was a buffalo not 15 yards away walking towards us, so we stopped dumping and moved over to the other side and went in to watch him move on by.
Yep, we were safe inside the RV. Gotta stay away, keep your distance. It doesn't matter how friendly they look. It is a dangerous situation and you need to stay out of their way.
Well, and they can move a lot faster than you think they can for how big they are.
And the next category is Best Corps of Engineer Park.
We really liked Cedar Breaks Park. They had a great campsites and some great hiking also.
Yeah, the view from our campsite, even though Joel's afraid of heights, was a cliff that overlooked the water, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Also, the bathrooms and facilities there were very clean and easy to use. And that's why it was our favorite of all the Corps of Engineer parks that we did stay at in Texas.
And everybody asked, well, it's a Corps of Engineer park. Is that associated with the military or whatever, and you have to be a veteran to stay there? Absolutely not. The Corps of Engineer park is open to everybody, and they have great prices.
You do not need to be in the military. We're not in the military. We're retired law enforcement. We didn't have to be that. Anybody can stay at a Corps of Engineer park, and we highly recommend them.
Best park is they're generally around a man-made lake, a reservoir of some sort, so there's always water around.
Very nice places to stay, quiet and large campsites. Along with our camping, we absolutely love hiking, so we're going to share our best hike with you.
That was at Caprock Canyon.
I took him on an 8.2 mile hike, which was so amazing, so gorgeous. They've got these red rocks and unusual formations, but we ended up basically scaling up the side of a cliff and then had to come back down it. Joel is definitely afraid of heights, so this is where our adventures of
Death-defying days with Deb
started. We did get down, and would you do that hike again?
I would do that hike again. There were only two kind of spots that were sketchy for me for heights. One was going up. We kind of got to a spot that it was a sheer cliff going down, but while we were heading up, but it was not too bad. I made it. How's it coming back there?
It's coming great. I'm really enjoying this. Sorry you didn't like that climb up the side of the bluff, whatever it's called. But,
Well, all of our viewers know by now you're always trying to kill me one way or another.
right. And he did get a ding on his cell phone, which meant he got a text message and said, at least I know I can call for a helicopter up here. My plot to kill him has been foiled. Once again, I'm not trying to kill him. I love him. He's so adorable.
If this is the last video you see of me, I bank at RCU. Check the accounts.
My name's on all the accounts.
And the second spot was after you get up on the plateau and walk for a while. Going back down, there was one spot where going down it looked like there was nothing at the bottom and there was no way you were going to stop if you started slipping. So that took a little bit too, and I just went down on my butt.
Yeah.
Death-defying days with Deb are a never-ending thing.
Yes. He's so cute. What was our best and favorite restaurant?
This is hands down Juliana's in Casterville outside of the Alsatian golf course.
Yes, amazing food. We had a 4-course dinner that we splurged on for Valentine's Day, and we ate there several times. Even their tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches are to die for.
The chef there does a great job with everything. We ate, like Deb said, we ate there several times and I did not have a bad meal, and the prices were great too.
I highly recommend if you're in that area to check out Juliana's. One big category that we want to do separately from restaurants is pizza. We love pizza.
For sure.
And we found several places that it was phenomenal. But our favorite was at
Southern Roots Brewery
in Waco, Texas. The beer was good there too, but the pizza and the crust, it was hand tossed.
Yep, hand tossed and wood fired.
Yeah, it was amazing. That was great. but there were another one that was a runner-up in Galveston Island.
And that was at Sharky's Tavern. They also had wood-fired pizza that were awesome.
Yeah, so I would recommend checking both those out. And a third runner-up was actually Padre Island Brewing Company on South Padre Island. Their pizza and their beer are really good too. While we were in Texas, we explored numerous historical sites, but we have one that came to mind right away when we started thinking about it that stood out above the rest. That was an absolute amazing tour and time that we had.
That was the USS Lexington tour. Neither one of us had ever been on an aircraft carrier, so not only was it informative, but it was awesome to see the size and capabilities of something like that.
And just to learn the history of the USS Lexington and see the capabilities of the US military was absolutely phenomenal. We did go to other historic sites, including the missions and the Alamo, which are also amazing. But the US Lexington and the history and everything that we saw there just made it stand out. And it's in Corpus Christi, and we highly recommend you taking the time, if you're in that area, to take that tour and do it.
We already were in awe of our military, but that just reinforced it, and thank you for all the men and women who serve our country.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Our next category is what was our favorite and best museum we visited.
And not just because it's my favorite soda, but the Dr. Pepper Museum was the best museum that we went to. Who doesn't love Dr. Pepper? But to learn the actual history and stuff behind it and see everything that they've collected and put together there really made it an interesting museum. And you get free soda at the end.
And you don't have to drink Dr. Pepper. They have several other flavors if you're not a Dr. Pepper fan. But
yeah, he drank root beer. I think that that's illegal. He should have been drinking Dr. Pepper at the Dr. Pepper Museum. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below if you think he was wrong to drink root beer at the Dr. Pepper Museum. As we traveled, we actually stopped at a couple of tourist attractions throughout Texas. But one that stood out the most for us was
Natural Bridge Caverns near San Antonio.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and we ended up exploring and going on the tour with our friends Sean and Matthew from Broken Dreams Reborn.
You go quite a ways down under earth, but the pathways are well marked and well paved, so it's an easy walk.
And it does get quite warm down there, so prepare to be warm, not cold, which you'd think you'd be cold in a cave, but it was hot and humid in there.
99% humidity, that's pretty high.
The Natural Bridge Caverns is absolutely amazing and something definitely to see and do if you're in the San Antonio area.
And our last category is best dog-friendly place that we were at.
Yeah, the saddest thing is that we didn't do our research ahead of time like we normally do, and we went to the missions in San Antonio. The 4 missions that are south of the Alamo are super dog friendly. We saw other people there with dogs on leashes and ended up looking out after the fact we were there that we could have brought Maya with. There's large areas for dogs to walk on leashes, and Maya would have loved it if we would have brought her.
The dog can get exercise and you can gain knowledge on the history of the missions.
Yeah. If you have a 4-legged friend, make sure you bring them with when you tour the missions, as it'll be fun for everyone.
So even though you're not going to see video of Maya with us, because like we said, we didn't do our research ahead of time to bring her, we did overall think that would have been the best place for the dog in our travels.
Yeah, we had numerous restaurants and stuff that we did bring her to. One that we already mentioned that was our best brewery was Galveston Island Brewery, super dog friendly. But I said we really regret not bringing Maya to the missions because she would have absolutely loved that. And it is a national park, and most of the time those are not dog friendly, so that's why we didn't think we could bring her. We should have done our research. One place that we did hit up while we were leaving that would be another best is best roadside attraction, Cadillac Ranch. Maya actually loved it. We got out there, it was super windy, we were almost blown away. We got out there, we spray painted on the car and took our pictures and got out of there before the wind took us.
It's a great roadside attraction. It doesn't take long to visit, and the best thing is it's free.
There was spray paint on the ground next to one of the cars, and I grabbed it and I ended up spray painting CRS on the side of the car. Why? Because Chasing RV Sunshine was way too long to write and spray paint.
Right.
I said, this is something that's very unique, something to see, and only it'll take you 5 or 10 minutes. And it's a great time to get your dog or your kids outside the car to have them run around for a little bit in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
That was our best of the best. I know some of you may have visited some other places that might be your favorites. Please leave them in the comments below so we can visit the next time we're in Texas, because we're going to be back. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can be notified when our next video comes out.
And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And remember, Chasing RV Sunshine is about collecting moments and not things. And now we're going to roll those
Bloopers, because we know we always have them.
As we're leaving Texas in the...
Our favorite overall RV park was...
time while we're blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I'm getting hot.
I know, like sweat's dripping down my...
To all of you that have been coming along on our journey to be chasing RV sunshine, remember life is about moments and not things, and you can always create your own sunshine and enjoy us chasing it in our RV. See you on the next video.